Hello there, welcome to another Barb Stamps video. Today I want to show you a fun little process using your Thinlits and Framelits. You can use them to actually do inked embossing on your projects. So this card here, I used very vanilla cardstock and I inked my framelit with cherry cobbler ink and ran it through the Big Shot, and it's got a slight impression. I'm not sure if you can actually see the impression on the very vanilla, but we'll move on and I can show you another card. Here is the same die. This is the butterfly die again. This is actually on watercolor paper. I do find that the watercolor paper works the best. It's a little more dense, and so it'll take the impression a little bit better. Maybe if I wiggle this around just enough, you guys will be able to tell that there is definitely some impression in the paper along with the ink. Here's another one I created using the all of a sudden I'm drawing a blank. I'm not sure what framelits they are, but I'll link it below in the box. This is the Hello image, and this is also on very vanilla, and it doesn't impress quite as well as it does in the watercolor paper, but it does a pretty fair job of it. And then here's the card, or little cute pouch card that we're going to be making today. You can see on the inside of the card here, I did use the technique for this butterfly, and I just thought it was super cute, and it's a super fun way to add some dimension to your cards, and it's very simple. To get started, I have found that the best paper to use is the watercolor paper. So that's the paper we're going to actually stamp the embossed on. But we do need to cut out one of the butterflies. To start with, we need our butterfly framelits and a piece of Whisper white cardstock. You could use any color cardstock. White doesn't have to be white. I chose white, so I've got my Whisper white cardstock here, my butterfly die. I've got a dryer sheet underneath to make removal of the paper easier, and my cutting pad. And we will just run this through the Big Shot. So we have our butterfly here. All I really need is the negative part of this. So the rest of this you can keep your butterfly for another project. So I'm just going to set that aside. Actually, I'm not getting rid of my die. I do need that. So when I cut that out, I had it in the paper like this. So I'm just going to flip this over, and I'm just going to replace the paper. Maybe I can zoom in here so that you can have a better look at what I'm doing. Okay. So we're going to replace the negative space and just press it around the die so that the cutting parts of the die are showing through the paper. Get that on there. Pounce your dauber into your ink and then just add it to the die. So just make sure you get all the cutting edges done. So it looks like I now have everything covered. And you can go over it again just to make sure that you did get all the cutting edges of this die. And all this, what this is doing is preventing us from getting a bunch of ink on the outside edges of the paper. All right, so I can remove my mask now, bring the Big Shot back, slide the die out of the way. We're going to make our sandwich again here. Here's my watercolor paper. And now I'm very carefully handling the die on the edges. So what I'm going to do is I want the butterfly to be somewhere near the top. And you only get one chance at this because once you drop it, obviously the ink is going to get onto the paper. So get it close to where you want it and let it go. So you've got your die snapped onto your paper. You're going to cover it with the crease pad this time, not a cutting pad when you're going to run this through. Okay. Remove the crease pad and carefully pick up your die. And there you have it. A perfectly embossed inked image. Get those things out of the way. To clean the die, since you're just using our classic ink, you can just run it under the sink, under the water, blot it off with a towel, dry it off, you're good to go. I am also going to be using the Butterfly Basics stamp set. Here's that stamp set. So I've got the long image here I'm using strawberry slush ink, and I'm just going to tap that along the stamp, the bottom of this card. There we go. Then I have this cute little clip that I got from the Tag-A-Bag accessory pack. I tied some strawberry slush baker's twine to the top of that. I also used these framelits to die cut a butterfly out of the Dazzling Diamonds glimmer paper. And I'm also going to use a Melon Mambo button from the Brights button collection. I'm just going to set that right there with a mini glue dot. A couple glue dots on the back of the butterfly. And I've got this pouch that I've already prepared for you. It's the Mini Treat Bag Thinlit die that created the cute little pouch. There is the flower image and the Sending Wishes Your Way image from the Butterfly Basics stamp set. I've got a couple of circles on here, and this flower is from the Flower Fair Framelits, I think they're called. So this little guy is just going to slide right on in there, and that's it. If you want to find the supply list and instructions for decorating the front of this pouch, you can find them on my blog at barbstamps.com. I do have a link below in the box below the video. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something new today. Bye-bye.